The British Prime Minister has ordered an investigation into claims that a former senior government minister sexually abused children. David Cameron addressed the issue during a visit to the United Arab Emirates. The abuse allegedly took place against children in social care in Wales in the 1970s. The allegations follow reports of a paedophile ring inside the BBC.
The former Bryn Estyn home in Wrexham, where children suffered appalling physical and sexual abuse in the 1970s and 80s. It was at the centre of a harrowing inquiry into the systematic abuse of children in care across North Wales. 12 years after the findings of that inquiry were published, the Prime Minister has announced that a new investigation will be held.
We were taken by care.
The announcement came partly in response to claims from Stephen Measham. He said he'd been abused by a leading Thatcher-era Conservative politician and claimed the original investigation didn't go far enough. In 2000, one of the biggest ever inquiries into child abuse published its findings. Led by the late Sir Ronald Waterhouse, it sat for 203 days and heard evidence from 650 people. It found widespread physical and sexual abuse in children's homes and identified 28 alleged perpetrators, but their names were never made public. It made 72 recommendations, including the creation of the post of Children's Commissioner for Wales. That Commissioner, Keith Towler, wants to see a fresh public inquiry and will meet Wales's First Minister later today. The investigation announced by Downing Street will look at whether the original investigation did its job properly and how the police dealt with the original complaints. But there could yet be a fresh judicial inquiry into claims of abuse that damaged many young lives.
Child abuse is an absolutely hateful and abhorrent crime, and these allegations are truly dreadful and they mustn't be left hanging in the air. So I'm taking action today, first of all to make sure that Mr Measham can meet urgently with the Secretary of State for Wales so we can hear his allegations and his points directly. Secondly, I'm going to be asking a senior independent figure to lead an urgent investigation into whether the original inquiry was properly constituted and properly did its job, and to report urgently to the government. But third, I'd also urge anyone who knows anything about these matters to go to the police. That is where evidence should be taken so that action can be taken and we can deal with this dreadful, dreadful issue.